you love me, but you don't. Hey, good morning, naysayers. Good morning, Patreon love. Follow me on IG, Periscope, Twitter, Spreaker, and support me on Patreon and NAROB on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, comment respectfully, and subscribe. Now, let's have the Real Housewives of Atlanta discussion. Okay, so today what we're going to do, and guys, I'm on my way to the dentist. Woo, Jesus. The people told me that I had a cavity coming because my dentist is like phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. But, child, I don't like him. I don't like him. But anyway, let's get into it. So, I got a couple of things I want to talk about. People are pretty mad at Kenya, right? I'm going to admit, y'all know I'm Team Twirl, but I'm going to admit that she was a little rowdy on last night's episode, but I'm going to kind of show her a little mercy because I feel like we've all had those days. You know how we're at work and we're having a bad day and we snap at people for no reason, and then you reflect back on it and you be like, damn, why I snap on Harry like that? He ain't even deserve that. He ain't even deserve it. But we'll talk about it in a second. So the first thing I want to talk about is Kandi and Riley, right? I don't know if anybody remembers themselves when they were a teenager, but I remember being a teenager, being someone who was close to my dad's parents, but not really so close to my dad. And it was always like an awkward relationship. And I feel a certain way about Kandi and about Bravo because they can tell that little girl is she's an awkward little girl anyway. She is like, I don't know, like the little girl's more mature than me. Like she looks like she has absolute no fun, like none. Kandi, you need to do something about that. It should be no reason why that little girl is that mature. Like she don't do nothing. Did she play? Did she even play? Did she even, play hide and go seek? Did she have Barbie dolls? Like, did she? I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's just something y'all need to look into. Riley not being being so mature. But anyway, taking it back to what I was trying to say, and being mature as a teenager is not a bad thing. I told y'all that I had to mature when my little sister came in because basically the older sister takes over as the parent when the mother is gone. But that's not the case with Riley and Kandi. So at any rate, you can tell that in that moment that she was holding back something, like I feel like she's very embarrassed when them cameras are around, and teenagers get very, very embarrassed very easily. And the fact that she has to express her feelings, and she already looks very uncomfortable with expressing her feelings, period. To her mama, to her grandmama, and y'all forcing this, introverted little girl to be an extrovert in front of the world. It's jarring, and I feel for her, and I feel that Kandi is wrong in trying to force Riley to be on camera, especially if Riley's not getting a check for it. You hear what I'm saying? Especially if she's not getting a check, But I don't know about Riley driving in that damn Atlanta traffic. I don't know about that. Because every time I go on the road in Atlanta, it's about 72 accidents. No matter what time of day it is. No matter, what part of the city it is in. What county in Atlanta. It's just ridiculous how many accidents. I mean, I wouldn't want my baby on the road. Here go Uber. Matter of fact, walk to everywhere you need to go. You can't walk to school, then fuck it. You can't go. The next person I want to talk about is Porsha, right? I feel like they carried Porsha because Porsha's event was just as important as all the other events. When Porsha came to support, what was it, Cynthia's event, and then she kind of like blew Porsha off, like, okay, if we don't get too caught up, then I'll be around there. Porsha handled it like a champ. Okay, all right. But I'm saying to myself, what the fuck? What do you mean if we don't get caught up? Was I too caught up to come here for your event? Was I too caught up for that? And then she even got Shamia involved in it, even though I think Shamia's husband has money. Like, I don't understand why Shamia wants to even be bothered with this Real Housewives of Atlanta BS. Like, I don't get it. Like, if you're doing it for exposure because you want to be an actress, then okay, fine. But don't get carried along the way. That's my main thing. Don't be getting carried, because Kenya did carry you, Shamia. I'm going to take up for her in a minute, but Kenya did carry you, baby. She did carry you. I like how Porsha was like, okay, I can't go to Kenya's event, so Shamia, please help me out, which I'm digging. She helped her out, and me, I would do the same thing if I couldn't go, and if I had a friend that was willing to go, even though I think Shamia is doing it for camera time, I do, but I'm also disappointed because I don't believe that Shamia needs that money at all. She doesn't need that money. Now, that's just crazy to me how some of these women really, I don't know, they put themselves out there to be seen and not a good light. I don't know. So anyway, let's go to the next one. Oh, let me finish talking about Porsha. Porsha, I'm giving you kudos on the fact that you represented your family's legacy very well when you went down there. And her being a Cancer, she got extremely emotional about the situation. She started crying because she didn't think it was going to be enough food. And, food came, but, I told you, Cancers carry the weight of the world on their shoulders unnecessarily. I can be a bit cold in certain regards, I have been told, but I'm really, really proud of how she represented her family, because it's a lot of times that she does not carry the legacy well at all. That twerking and everything, be throwing me off. But hey, I guess if her mama ain't mad at her, then, we can rock with it. So then the final thing I want to talk about is Kenya, right? That day, so let's start with her contacting Habitat for Humanity. Let's start there. Okay? I think that, because Kenya kind of reminded me of myself in certain regards when it comes down to taking care of business. I believe when she touched down and she spoke to the woman, I believe that something clicked off in her. I believe that basically she was like, okay, F everything else, we got business to do. We want to get as much as we can get done in the time that we're here, because I need to feel a certain way before I leave. I need to feel a feeling of satisfaction so that when I walk away from these people, I don't have their face haunting me. Sometimes I can admit that when it comes down to business, all that frou-frou, chicken and bubblegum, here's some syrup for your pancake type bullshit, I'm not there for it. Fuck all that you saying. We got a mission here. Let's move. So when Shamia called, I didn't think of it as her being rude to Shamia at all. Number one, I'm here for work. We're trying to accomplish some things here. I ain't got time to be giving you goddamn instructions. How about you do this? How about you use Google Drive? How about you use Google Maps? How about you do that? Don't play with me like that. I'm on a mission here. Even though Shamia may have thought that she was doing, that what she was doing was really small, but goddamn well, they were not going to show her giving you directions on camera. Even though you utilize it as a moment to get some camera time, they weren't going to show that in the episode of Kenya giving you directions. I mean, girl, come on. You could have asked anybody to do it, and Then when Shamia got there, she was like, okay, I have a, check from Porsha, which was, again, very, very commendable for Porsha. Porsha showed the frig up in this episode, but Kenya was not there for the grandstanding and people, taking away from the mission. That's what I feel, because say what you want to about Kenya, that Kenya may be a difficult person to work with, and James Caldwell reminded me of that when I listened to his video this morning. In fact, Kenya has had a reputation of being very difficult. He said he was there, I was there too. I will not deny that she is indeed a difficult person. But say what you want to, Kenya has always stood up when it comes down to charities and helping people. If y'all remember, when Nene challenged her, I think, to give money to the schools, Nene didn't get that money. Kenya did. So you can't be mad at her for being what she's always been. Yeah, she's the C word, but she takes care of her business when it comes down to helping people, especially in Detroit. Isn't that where she's from? Detroit. So all that, grandstanding that you're trying to do, Shamia, Kenya just wasn't here for it. That's it. We here for work. I appreciate it, but you can make that announcement at another time. Right now, pull on these damn walls, right? So then when they get to the restaurant and everybody's sitting around and everybody's trying to explain to Kenya being very difficult. Now, this is when I say that she was really I could just tell that she was having a bad day at work, and she was snapping. Either, I don't know if she's in early menopause. I don't know if the husband still gets her menstrual. I don't know. But she was either in early menopause, or she's in menopause, or she was PMSing, about to bleed, or she haven't gotten no penis from her man, because her man lives out of state. Because y'all ladies, as much as we don't want to admit it, but y'all know how we can be when we ain't seen our hubby's ding dong in a while. You know how it is. In my case, my sugar pie. But you know how we are when we're not getting that, sexual healing. So I believe in that moment she was just in a bad mood. I'm not excusing her bad behavior at all, but I would say everything that led up to that moment was her just taking care of business. From that point on, I think she was just being shitty. Because when she was talking about, this is why Mark doesn't want to come here on the show. When she said that, I was like, well, wait a minute. Mark? Who is your husband? You acting like this ninja is like Denzel Washington or something. Like, you acting like he Will Smith or Denzel. That's why Denzel doesn't want to come to the show. That's why Will Smith doesn't want to come to the show. Girl, your husband is named Mark Daly. And when I seen the picture of him and Kandi, when y'all was on a double date, I said, wait a minute, does Mark Daly have a conch in his hair? Is that a friggin' conch? But, child, anyway, guys, I feel like show her a little mercy up until that point when she sat to that table and she started showing off and started cussing people out and putting the finger up at the camera. Y'all know she's so goddamn dramatic. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Deuce.